Welcome out again, everyone, on a Monday evening. We're here with you every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here, Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood. Look forward to having a great show this evening. Missed last Monday's show, but man, did we miss it for a good reason. Our own Loretta Mustangs take one from Lawrence County High School Wildcats in the men's contest last Monday night at the barn in Loretta. Great game, great buzzer beater at the end, and we've always said it was a real barn burner. Congratulations going out to Coach Micah Rochester and the Loretta Mustangs taking the victory over the Lawrence County High School Wildcats. Again, that was last Monday. That was the reason we wasn't here last Monday, but we're back this Monday as usual. Look forward to getting all of your phone calls coming into the show. Look forward to hopefully having Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Lady Mustangs, on, who I'm telling you, a good ball game all the way to the very end last Monday night in the ladies contest. And the Lady Cats pulled away right there in the fourth quarter. So real close contest, though. Coach Rutledge, Lady Mustangs, great ball game. Unfortunately, falling to the Lady Cats of Lawrence County High School last Monday. Thanks for calling Sports Talk Mania. I'm Lee Haygood. Who we got on the line?
Coach Rutledge.
Coach Ashley Rutledge, just talking about that Lady Mustang basketball squad and what a game you had. We're going to talk about the early part of the season, Coach Rutledge. Glad you was able to call in and join us this evening. And Coach Rutledge, first and foremost, again, congratulations on the big victory at Cornersville earlier in the season. And then you backed it up by coming back and winning another game against your ex-team, Mars Hill, down in Florence, Alabama. Just kind of give us a briefing of what's went on so far in this season.
Well, yes, we beat Cornersville, I think about around 19 points, and, you know, they were a scrappy little team, and I have to give my hats off to them. They played their little hearts out, and I think we might have had, some first-team jitters, but, hey, my girls played hard, and they really got after it. I enjoyed watching that game. And then, of course, with Mars Hill, it was fun going back to where I used to coach for 5 years, and a little weird at the same time, but I knew we'd have our hands full with Mars Hill, and it was a neck-and-neck game the whole way through up until the end. And we saw Sabri Ramones and Rachel Burden really going at it with their high-low, and, Mars Hill couldn't really handle it, so we kind of stretched out that victory as far as points. And, of course, we had some growing pains with Giles County, I'll give you that. That was a learning tool for my girls, and how we need to work harder and not give up and, give a full effort. So we learned a lot from that game. And, of course, at Lawrence County, we lost by 14. But I tell you, we were with them the whole game. And towards the end, we start fouling and kind of stretch out the points a little bit there. But we were with them neck and neck, and I was extremely proud of my girls, especially since we didn't have one of our starters with us. And, I played a lot of young players. So I thought we showed a lot of growth in that area.
Well, Coach, talking about the starter that wasn't with you against Lawrence County, a little briefing on Miss Sabri. Is she doing okay? Is she going to be back for Friday night's contest?
She's doing better. She will not be back for Friday night. We're hoping to have her back before Tuesday night at Perry County. She started doing some, light jogging and some sprints and shot some free throws, and she seems to be feeling a lot better, and she's not having any more headaches. So, of course, we want to look at her long-term health first and make sure that she's okay. We didn't want to push it. So she will not be there Friday as far as on the court. She'll be on the sidelines leading her team like a captain should. But as far as on the court, she won't be on there. But we're hoping and praying that we have her back by Tuesday. I know she's itching to get back out there.
Coach, again, congratulations on your first win as being Loretta Lady Mustangs head basketball coach in the Cornersville game, and again followed it up with a win against your former team in Mars Hill Bible School down in Florence, Alabama. Let's talk a little bit about this Giles County game. And, Coach, the question I have is, it was a Saturday game, and it was girls only. Do you think that makes a difference? Because I personally think it does. I think when the gym's not packed full with fans from both sides, and I'm talking about the ladies contest and the men's, is it just a different feeling in the gym, or is that just my thoughts?
Well, I mean, it kind of is a different feeling in the gym when you just have one game, and we played a little bit later than we normally would. What I think too is Giles County has improved tremendously since last year. So of course, when we're watching last year's film, we're preparing for the team, and we know that they've gotten better. But I have to tip my hats off to them. They've improved tremendously, and they were a good team to begin with last year. So you add all that experience in their little number 12. I tell you what, she is a player, and that's going to be one of the best players we probably go against all year. So I think with nerves, and then we finally got down, and some girls just, I wouldn't say necessarily gave up. I would say they were just a little intimidated, and they just kind of struggled with their confidence. It was just a lot of different things going against us, in my opinion. But I will say from that game, I really challenged the girls, and I said, how are we gonna respond to this game? And the girls responded exactly like I wanted them to. They came out and they've stepped up their game each time we stepped foot on the floor, and they've improved in certain areas. And when you're playing with a young team, and I say young, and people might not agree with me, they might say, "Hey, you have 4 seniors." But as far as compared to last year's team, we've really only got 2 kids that played, that have a lot of experience from last year. So technically we're pretty young. So each girl's learning as we go, and, I like the way we're headed.
Absolutely, Coach. And right before you called, I was making the same statement pretty much as you did. We've kind of went over the first 3 games, and now this last contest against Lawrence County Lady Cats. I don't know. It was the feeling of the gym. Of course, the barn is just one of the greatest atmospheres to play basketball that there is at the Loretta High School gym. And with that being said, and all of it coming to be, the Lady Mustangs played who, most people are going to think, okay, Lawrence County High School is, bigger school, maybe more athletes involved in there. But Coach, your ladies hung with this team, and I consider them a great team. 6 seniors, I think, on that squad. And your Lady Mustangs hung with them for 3 quarters and about half of the 4th quarter.
Right, exactly. Their team, again, like I did with Giles County, I have to tip my hat off to Lawrence County, because I think I got to play against them last year with my girls, and I think they've improved tremendously too since last year. And they're more experienced, and they've got a lot of leadership from their seniors. I think they'll make a lot of noise in their AAA. I really do. And we've played against Columbia Central. I think, those teams right there will kind of go at it. But, without Sabry, that takes one of our leaders off the floor. I was anxious to see how my girls would respond, because I knew we played a lot of young kids. We started a freshman at the post who hasn't started all year, Kat Burks. She came out and played a great ball game and did a lot of good things, maybe not that you see, on the scoreboard, but she did a lot of little things that we needed her to do, whether it be good passes or rebounds or good block out. But like you said, it was exciting to see my girls come out and, compete the way they did.
And I agree. Talking about Kat Burks, Coach, actually at the end of the ball game, as for Mustangs TV, we give out the Papa John's Player of the Game, and discussion was going on, and Kat Burks was in there on the discussion, even though I don't think she had but 1 or 2 points or something, but her name was thrown around just because of the hustle and the way she battled up under the boards.
You would never be able to tell she's a freshman by the way she plays, and I love that about her. She has that tenacity about her that, I don't care who I'm going up against. Just like today in practice, her and Rachel got paired up going at it, and she's quite a bit shorter than her, but it doesn't matter who she's going against. She's going to go at them like, very confident and scrappy, and that's one thing we've always loved about Kat, is that she's got that scrappiness about her, and she's improved each game, and I love the way that she, her game's headed. And, she did a wonderful job at that high-low with Rachel, and she did a great job executing the game plan, whether, we said, Kat, don't foul, just get your hands straight up and block them out, because Lawrence County has 2 good post players down there, Clark and Pope, and she did a great job. Whoever she was playing against, she gave them a fit.
Absolutely, and all your girls again. The Lady Mustangs, when they hit the floor, they're playing some ball against anyone. Coach, question I got again. We're with Coach Ashley Rutledge on the line with us, coach of the Loretta Lady Mustangs, and Coach Rutledge. Now that we've pretty much went over the first four games. One question I've got, just talking about the Mars Hill and the Lawrence County game. I know you played at Lawrence County, and I know you coached at Mars Hill, and now you're at Loretta High School. Just kind of, is there a special feeling when you played Mars Hill or Lawrence County?
Oh, yeah, there is. And I had several people saying, this is going to be weird for you, isn't it, when we're at Mars Hill? And I said, no, I left on a great note, and that place is special to me, just like Loretta's become very special. So in my eyes, that's going to be one of the most special games that I have all years because it's two teams I love a lot, playing the sport I love a lot. So, I saw it as a great opportunity to see a lot of people, I love and I care for on both ends. And, not many coaches, I guess, can say, hey, all the kids on the floor I've coached at one point. So it was pretty fun, and I knew Mars Hill would come out with their ears pinned back and would play hard because it's their first home game. And, I knew it would be a good challenge for us, and that's why I put them on the schedule because I knew we need these battles to get us ready for district. And it was one of those games that got us ready for district, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Talking about that now, Coach. Now that we've got our first four, Lady Mustangs being 2-2, are we where you think we would be at this point in the season, and what have we got to look forward to for the remainder of the season?
I think I'm proud of where we are right now. I still think we have a ways to go, and I think we can still improve all the way from our freshmen all the way up to our seniors. I was telling the girls today, I said, girls, if y'all ever hit your potential at where I think you could be, we're going to be a scary team to go against. I still think we're learning with the chemistry and the young kids playing, and I still think our seniors have a lot of growth that they can hit. So every day in practice, it's a battle. We're pushing. We're trying to grow. We're trying to challenge ourselves. But to say going into district play, I feel good at where we are and where we've been up to this point.
Coach, talking about getting into district play, and it's coming up here very soon. Ball game Friday night, I think, and then turn around and Tuesday night again. In our district, what are you looking for in our district? Who's our toughest competition? And I know you've went over this before, but we got some new viewers in this evening. What are we looking for coming to district time?
Well, and I say this, and I mean this on a serious note. Our district is a grinder. I think every night that we have a district game, whether it be home or away, it's going to be so important that we get that W. With that being said, I think anytime we step on the floor, if we don't play hard, if we don't do what we should do, we could get beat. I mean, that's just going to say how tough our district is. Back at Mars Hill, and I go back to say that I was in they call it area down there, but our area, we had 5 teams. There was a total of 22 state titles within that. So it was always said that if you made it out of your area, you had a good chance to win state. And I kind of feel the same, like if you can make it out of our district and compete in the top 2, then you're going to do pretty well the next step. So I think, each district game is going to be a challenge. Perry County brings a lot of toughness. They've got a really great guard that's young. Collinwood, they're always fundamentally sound, scrappy, they go hard. Frank Hughes, after watching game film on them, I think they're fundamentally sound, and you've got to show up in order to beat them. And then, of course, Summertown, that's going to be a battle. They're well coached. They go hard. I know they're young, but they've got the Kilburn kid, and they've got a lot of young talent. So with all that being said, I say, we got to show up. In Wayne County, they got a lot of tradition there too. So each district game, we have got to show up, and we've got to give our best effort.
Well, Coach, it's funny that every school you mentioned, when you think about ladies basketball, every school you just mentioned, there's such history in all of them. You talk about Wayne County and Summertown and Loretta. What a district.
Wow, yeah, and there's just so much. There's high expectations for all those schools, rich in tradition, and that's why it makes it fun. I would rather I'd rather coach in a district like this than in a district that we easily win and have no competition. It makes it more enjoyable. It makes it more fun. It makes the wins that you get, they mean something because you know of what you had to face to get those wins. And, like I said, when I coached at Mars Hill, you'd have certain areas that, boy, if I would have been in that area, we would have won first place easy. But I look back at all the areas, the wins we had, and when we would come out first or come out second, they were just that more special, and that's how I view it. If we can come out first or second, which is our goal first is to win district. And, boy, that's going to be a tough battle, but, we set our goals high. But if we can do that, it's going to be a sweet feeling just because of the teams that we'll face.
Absolutely, Coach. And we as Mustang fans and Lady Mustang fans, we know that you and the Lady Mustangs can get that done. Coach Rutledge, glad you called. Great to have you back on Sports Talk Mania with us. Know this has been pretty much a big media day for you as we've kept you, myself, and the other radio stations. And, again, we appreciate every minute that you spend with us. And, again, thanks for calling today, and best wishes for the district coming up and the remainder of the season.
Thank you, and I just want to thank y'all for, the job that you do and spreading out the sports throughout our community and the county. And North Alabama, I know they can pick you up on Facebook or YouTube, and we appreciate the job that y'all do, and looking forward to a lot more ball games.
Well, we thank you, Coach, and, again, best wishes to you, and let's bring home the W Friday night against Frank Hughes.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Great to have you on. Thank you. That's Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Lady Mustangs, here with us on Sports Talk Mania. We're going to get our sponsor in. Actually, she called in on our Loretta Insurance talk line here on Sports Talk Mania. I want to thank Loretta Insurance Company, as well as all sponsors here for Mustangs TV and Sports Talk Mania. We're going to get some of those sponsors in, get our breath, and we'll be back and look forward to talking to Coach Michael Rochester of the Loretta Mustangs following these commercials. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Your number one Mustang fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
At Southern Craft Manufacturing, our commitment to choice sets us apart. Using both old-world craftsmanship and modern techniques, we proudly provide the finest quality and greatest value caskets in the industry. Founder Rodney Robinson is a third-generation casket manufacturer, providing the highest quality finished product. Call toll-free 800-413-1778, Southern Craft Manufacturing on North Main Street in Loretto, Tennessee.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to my brother Lee on Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Be sure to also tune in on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock for the Big Fred Show. Me and Lee and Mustangs TV, we the Total Bro Network, baby. Tune in and listen to us.
The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Talk Mania. Again, I'm your host, Lee Haygood. I want to thank Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Loretta Lady Mustangs, for joining us this afternoon, kind of giving us a scoop on the first few ball games of the season. Again, Lady Mustangs at 2-2 now on the season, taking the win against Cornersville, and also Mars Hill Bible School out of Florence, Alabama, taking a couple of losses to a good, very good, as you heard Coach Rutledge talk about it, the Lady Bobcats from Giles County, as well as the Lady Wildcats from Lawrence County High School. Two great teams there that gave Coach Rutledge and her Lady Mustangs the 2 losses that they have on the season. But again, they've got 2 wins as well. And the district coming up Friday night, I think they travel to Frank Hughes this Friday night and then turn around and travel to Perry County on Tuesday. Let's see, we got a call coming in. Let's see who we got. Thanks for calling Sports Talk Mania. I'm Lee Haygood. Who we got on the line?
This is Micah Rochester, Lee. How are you, man?
Man, Coach Roach, I'm telling you what, I'm still hopped up from this buzzer beater that we had Friday night against Lawrence County.
Man, I'm telling you, it's been a fun week to get to enjoy that. Today was finally, we had to go back and put it all behind us, and so we had to come back down to reality today finally.
Got to practice up for that big ball game coming up Friday night to start off our district against Frank Hughes, right?
Right. And that's what we stress to the kids today is that's what matters ultimately is what you do in your district, and we've just got to get our eyes focused on we got 3 big district games coming up with Frank Hughes, Perry County, and Collingwood. So that's where our focus has to be now.
Coach Michael Rochester with us, coach of the Loretta Mustangs men's basketball squad. Coach, we just got done interviewing Coach Ashley Rutledge and her Lady Mustangs, 2-2 on the season. We kind of went from the start of the season with her. We're going to do the same with you. Starting of your season, come with Cornersville, and you took the win there by, I think, a total of 30 points, I believe was the final 80-50 or something like that.
Right. Yeah, we went over there and played real well. We were able to get a lot of kids in the game and forced them into some turnovers and able to get it really, really fast, which is one of the things we want to be able to do in the games this year. And was able to pull out a pretty big victory. But then we had the week off and had to come around and play at Mars Hill, which as good as we might have played in the first and third game, we might have played that poorly in the second game. We had 26 turnovers and shot 8 for 26 from within the paint, and it was just a bad night. And I told the kids, and especially the coaches on staff, that I probably had not had us prepared with the kids we had coming back and the kids we had coming in. We didn't focus on some of the things that we needed to in practice. So, excuse me. So we suffered through that and learned from it. As poorly as we played, we still had the lead until 40 seconds left to go in the game. And had we been able to convert on some free throws or some easy little shots there at the end, then that score could have turned in a different direction for us.
Well, Coach, again, talking about the big Cornersville win, which started the season off, and then, of course, the men's side of it, you guys were off the night that the Lady Mustangs took on the Lady Bobcats from Giles County, as they don't usually schedule a basketball game because of their football teams, usually going 2 or 3 rounds in the playoffs. So then, like you say, do you think that may have hurt your squad during that little lapse of time, because you started off and then you actually had like a week and a few days before you actually played and hit the floor again?
I do. I think it's really hurt us this whole fall because something about basketball, once you start playing, the kids and the coaches, we get used to, you play 2 games a week and you have very short turnaround and you kind of shorten up your practices, and it's more just focusing on game planning and the other team. But whenever we've had as much time as we have the week or in between the games, it's kind of like it's just been an extended preseason, and you'll have a scrimmage game, and then you have an extended preseason, and then a scrimmage game. So I definitely think so much time off has kept us from being as good as we're capable of being at this point. But at the same time, it's been good. We do have a lot of kids that deserve to play, and a lot of kids that we're trying to figure out who should play and how much and with whom and with what defense we need to play with when certain kids are in the team. So we have had some bonuses from not being able to play the 2 games a week, but I do think we definitely would have benefited a little bit more by having more games under our belt at this season.
And I can see that, Coach. And talking about that, you played the big Lawrence County game last Monday, a week ago today, and then you've had since last Monday, as far as a meaningful game, a scheduled game anyway, you've had from last Monday until this coming Friday. Are you going to be preparing any different this week, knowing that maybe, there's a little lapse in attention, I guess, is the best way to put it, a little lapse in attention? You got something special planned for this week?
Well, just today and tomorrow, we'll really get after it, do a lot of scrimmaging, try to wear them out, run a lot of the turkey off, and get that out of their system and get them back into basketball shape. And then hopefully on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll start focusing more on what Clifton and what they're going to do, and trying to be prepared for putting more of our game system. But it definitely, I think, has been detrimental to it. There's certain things that I think you only learn about your team by playing. Seeing how kids will respond in pressure situations, and so no matter how hard practice is, and no matter how tough we try to make it, I think there's certain things that we need to be playing to figure out about ourselves. Like I said, I learned a lot about my team in the Mars Hill game, and it definitely changed the way I was approaching our practices and the way that I was approaching our rotation and playing like kids and how much. And so hopefully as the season goes, we'll learn more and more about our team, and more kids will get comfortable playing in big-time moments. As most people know, we have a really talented group of freshmen, but it's a lot different, and they've played in some huge games over the last 2 years. But it's a lot different walking out into a game like the Lawrenceburg and Loretta game, where there's standing room only and everybody's yelling and screaming and grabbing and clawing at you every time they get a chance. So, hopefully the more games we play, the more used to those types of situations they'll get. I think you could see it. Our seniors, I don't think they got rattled by the moment the other night at any point in the game. I thought there was a couple of calls that maybe went against us, but not that the call was one-sided. I thought Lawrenceburg, there were some calls that went against them, but I thought our kids held their composure and never seemed to get rattled, no matter what was going on in the game.
Well, Coach, you're absolutely right. I'm going to agree with you 100% on that. I think they kept their composure a little bit better than Coach Michael Rochester did.
Well, hopefully the goal is that they always keep their composure better than Coach Michael Rochester did, because if they get to that point, then we're all in trouble. It's controlled chaos, man. It's controlled chaos. It's what that is, Lee. I've always got a plan, always know what's going on, man. So just got to give that the signs that we don't know what's going on. See.
Hey, I understand. Hey, talking about pressure situations, Coach, and let's go back to last Monday night. 4 seconds remaining on the clock. We brought it across half court. Actually, I think it was Ben got a shot up, and it actually went in, but right before he got the shot up, Coach Michael Rochester calls a timeout. The ball goes in, and everybody's like, yes. Wait a minute, Coach Rochester called a timeout. But and that's neither here nor there, Coach. I just wanted to throw that in there. But with 4 seconds remaining, here's my question to you. With 4 seconds remaining, you call the timeout, get the team over to the bench. Did you have the play called that we actually executed, or was something thrown in there a little bit different?
No, actually, I'm going to go ahead and answer the timeout with the hit shot too. I tried to discuss with Mr. Frierson that I'm not arguing the foul, but I'm not for sure that he should be getting 3 shots, and he wouldn't talk to me. And so whenever Stockle went to shoot his second free throw, I called Ben over to me and said, Ben, as soon as you get the ball, I want you to go as hard as you can to the rim, and don't you stop until you get to the rim to score. And so as soon as he hit the second one and put us down 2, I knew immediately. I knew when I talked to Ben that I was going to call the timeout if we were down 2. And so as soon as he got across half court and got the ball where we wanted it set up, then we called the timeout. And as the kids were coming off the floor, they just had a look in their eye like, we got this. And You know, when they have, I remember in years past with other teams, I've called timeout, tried to stop the play, and I looked at one of the kids and said, "Are you going to hit this shot?" And he looked at me and said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, let's do this again. We're going to run this play instead." And but the kids just had that look about them, like, "We got this, coach." And so the play we drew up, or we told Miles that first look was to be for Adam on the block. Our second look was for Lane coming off the double screen for the three. And we told Miles, as soon as you pass it in, whichever one you pass it in, you get in as quickly as you can, because they're going to double whoever you throw it into, and you're going to be wide open. And sure enough, that's what happened. Now, as far as him shooting it off 1 foot and banking it in, I can't necessarily say that's how we drew it up. But yeah, they executed it pretty much exactly like we had wanted it ran. And luckily, Miles got a good luck and was able to make the shot.
Absolutely, Coach, and a great moment, I know, for your coaching career, taking down county rivalry, Lawrence County High School Wildcats. Again, congratulations on that big victory, Coach. Now that we've got to this point of the season, Coach, are we where you think you would be at this point in the season? And then let's talk about, coming right off of that answer, let's talk about what our goal is for the remainder of the season as far as getting into district play and what you see us needing to do.
Well, I think right now it's kind of real hard to tell if we're exactly where we want to be or not. Even going back to the summer when we went to camp, we've been really up and down. We'll play extremely well in a game or two, and then we won't look so good for a game. And so I definitely think that's something we've got to get fixed. We've got to be very consistent regardless of who we're playing, what style of play they play. And so that's one of the things that we're really, really focusing on. And then, of course, as far as our goals for the rest of the season, you know, we really did enjoy getting to that district championship game last year and having an opportunity to play for it. And so that, without a doubt, that's one of our top goals, is to get back to that district championship game and to be able to host the region game. And then, like I said, last year we made it to the region semis, and we're just one game away from a sub-state. And I think playing for that district championship and getting to a sub-state game where it's a one-game tournament to go to Murfreesboro would probably be our two goals that we're striving for the most. I don't know if Loretta boys have ever been to a sub-state game. I know it's been 72 years since Loretta's been to the boys have been to a state tournament, and I don't know how if they even did sub-state games at that point. But those are definitely the two goals that we're focusing on and hoping to be able to achieve. But you know, we've got a lot of really good teams standing in our way, and so we're going to have to keep improving every day and every game and stay focused on the prize at the end of the season.
Well, Coach, talking about the loss that you have against the Mars Hill Bible School out of Florence, I'm going to tell you, as far as just a team playing, that was one of the scrappiest teams I believe I've ever seen on the court, talking about the Mars Hill men's team. And with that being said, Coach, I didn't think we played that bad of a ball game, and I know I'm not out there every day in practice like you are and seeing everything that's going on firsthand, but I thought, you know, as far as our play, I didn't see us playing that bad. I just seen a scrappy Mars Hill team that was, you know, out there for everything.
Well, and it was a great atmosphere. Mars Hill, talking with Coach Putman and Coach Childers, who have been in the North Alabama coaching for a long, long time, Mars Hill has a great, great basketball history. They won several state championships, and the gym was packed. It was a standing room only. I told our kids before that game that would be a great atmosphere to kind of help prepare us for the Lawrence County game. And it's a game where those kids expect to win. Their head coach has won close to 500 games, I believe, in his career. And so they're very well coached, very well disciplined, and they didn't make many mistakes. But I just thought that, and I don't mean to take anything away from them, but I just don't know that they were scrappy enough to who have forced us into 26 turnovers. That's something that we really, really got to stress, is that we can't turn the ball over. And after the Marsdale game, we really, really stressed it. And I think against Lawrenceburg, we had a 10 or 11. And I definitely think that Lawrence County is a little bit more of an athletic team, a trapping team, and the type of team that would force more turnovers than maybe the Mars Hill team. I thought Mars Hill is the type of team that's going to execute. They're going to get what they want on the offensive end. And so, therefore, it's very important for you to take care of the ball and get a shot every trip down against them.
Absolutely, Coach. And, again, a great ball game. Congratulations again on a huge win against a bigger school, a bigger system, and all that, a very, very high in their class. And again, you was going against one of the better coaches in men's high school basketball, and Coach Clark. And again, Coach, come down to that 4 seconds. You made the call, as you said. Your young players executed exactly like they needed to do, and you can say what you want. I heard people say, "Well, it was a lucky shot. It's a lucky shot." Well, you know what? You got the shot up, and the shot went in. That's all that counts, I think.
Well, and that's true. People can say what they want, but 2-3 years ago, we had I'm sure the same people that are talking about that lucky shot are probably not remembering the shot that Mansfield hit from about 28 feet with two people on him.
Hey, I remember that one, Coach. I remember that one.
And we did everything right. We played defenses. They had the ball with 28 seconds left and ran their offense and couldn't ever get a good look and had to settle for a 28-footer for a guy to throw it up. And we had Andrew Shelton and another guy all over him, and he's able to bank it in. It's just basketball.
It is.
That's just part of the game. And I tell people all the time when I'm playing golf, I'd like rather be lucky than good any day.
Absolutely.
And so, but whether it was or wasn't a lucky shot, our kids played and gave themselves that opportunity. They never gave up when we got down 6. They never lost their composure. And, and like I said, talking with Coach Clark, I don't know if a lot of people know it, he's kind of my mentor. I coached my first 3 years under Coach Clark at Lawrence County.
Well, I didn't even know that, Coach.
Yeah, he was, so we go way back and have been real close through the years. But even he admitted that there's no way that Stockwell should have got 3 shots, and he wouldn't ever commit to it, but he kind of hinted that he wasn't even sure he should have got any shot. But I've talked to, I don't know, countless numbers of people from Lawrence County that said that there's no way that Stockwell should have been shooting for 3 shots. And so if he only shoots for if they don't get the break of get 3 shots, then I'm not calling the timeout and then hit one and we win that way. So, whether it's luck or whatever, that we won. I'll take it. I'm not giving it back for no amount of money.
I hear you, Coach.
Nothing anybody can say or do is going to belittle that win for me or for the kids. It was huge for our guys, man. You try not to put too much emphasis on that game. And one of my former players, Riley Glass, I think these are the types of things I'm more proud of, Lee, than anything we've ever accomplished on the floor. Riley, who graduated 2 years ago, sent a text out to our team just to encourage them. Look, play hard, do the best you can, but win or lose, you've got much bigger things to accomplish on this season. Don't let this game define your season. And I think that's a huge step that our kids have made huge stride, because in years past, if you beat them, then you might as well quit because you beat Lawrenceburg. And if you lost to them, well, no matter what you accomplish, it's no good. So why work hard? And so, and so I think our kids are finally, maybe hopefully, putting the game in perspective, and focusing on Summertown, Collinwood, Waynesboro, Clifton, Perry County, and playing for district championship. So, but it was fun having got after the game. I don't know how many former players were there and hugging my neck, and having Ethan Fowler and Jake Cliff come in the locker room and celebrate with the guys. That's one of the things we really tried to stress is that whatever success we have this year and next year and the year after that, we will always owe the credit to the guys that have come along before them. The Jake Shaddixes and Dallas Smith and Jacob Sheltons and the guys I've mentioned, Andrew Sheltons and Nick Surratt. They worked hard and they bought in and they set a tone for these younger kids when they came into practice, and kids maybe didn't want to work hard or kids didn't want to do things a certain way. They handled that. They would believe it and say, no, that's not how we do things. And so a win like that is big for not only the kids in our program now, but for the kids who have gone through already in the years past.
Absolutely, and also the community as well, Coach. Coach, best wishes coming up. Big, like I say, you start the district Friday night. Best wishes coming up in district play, and hopefully we can bring a lot of W's home before we actually come back home.
Hey, man, it would be a lot of fun to have Collinwood at home in a couple of weeks, and them come in 5-0, and us come in 4-1, and they've been a bigger nemesis for than Lawrenceburg. They beat us in the district championship last year, and they put us out 2 years of the district tournament for 2 years. And, they're another team that our seniors have never beat. And so hopefully it would be nice to take care of business at Clifton and Perry County and to come in at home and have the barn packed out all again and maybe have another exciting game and come out with the W.
That sounds like a great plan to me, Coach Micah Rochester. Again, Coach Micah Rochester with the Loretta Mustangs basketball team following the big win last Monday night against Lawrence County. Got Frank Hughes coming up Friday night at Clifton, and then we got Perry County the following Tuesday night at Perry County. Coach, it sounds like a great plan to me. Let's come home to Collinwood, or come home to Loretta against Collinwood with a 4-1 record, and it doesn't matter what their record is. Let's just make sure that Loretta Mustangs come back with a 4-1 record.
Hey, man, sounds good. We're gonna do everything we can to make it happen.
Coach, again, we thank you for calling in the Loretta Insurance Hotline here at Sports Talk Mania. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it, man.
All right. That's Coach Micah Rochester, coach of the Loretta Mustangs basketball team. And Coach Roach had a lot of great things to say about his program, about his kids, and we look forward to seeing it again. They play again Friday night. It'll be the Lady Mustangs against Frank Hughes, and then the Mustangs against Frank Hughes. That's Friday night at Frank Hughes over in Clifton, Tennessee. We've come upon time to go to a word from our sponsors. Again, we appreciate Loretta Insurance, the Big Fred Show, Southern Craft, and the Tennessee National Raceway. We're going to get a word from these folks. Take us a little break here. We'll be back in about a minute and a half here to finish up our show with some phone calls if you'd like to call in. Call-in number is 931-629-1824. We'll be back in less than a couple of minutes to get your phone calls in. Join us back.
Tailgate checklist. Cooler.
Check.
Chips.
Check.
Hot dogs.
Check.
Mustang gear.
Check.
Insurance.
Check.
This season, protect your team with insurance from Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services. Keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
Yo, this is Big Fred. Tune in Thursday night. Big Fred Show. You never know what we're going to talk about. Never know where we're going to be. We'll be everywhere, because that's where we like to be, is everywhere. Tune in Thursday night, 7 o'clock. The Big Fred Show. Also, check out Lee Haygood's show, Sports Talk Mania. He's an encyclopedia, and if he don't know it, it ain't true. So there you go, y'all. Big Fred Show, Sports Talk Mania. Tune in.
Your number one Mustang fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Loretto Insurance Services, a winning combination. We'll work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Call Loretto Insurance Services in Loretto today, 931-853-7126.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Talk Mania. Again, I'm your host, Lee Haygood. I'm around here with you for about 15 more minutes. We're here every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. Unless, like last week, we've got other things to do, broadcast ball games, things of that nature. We're going to be here every Monday. Outside of that, you'll get a disclaimer that we're not going to be around when we are not. But most of the time, we're going to be here between the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday afternoon. And don't forget the Big Fred Show on Thursday nights as well. That's all called right here on MustangsTV.com. And where we're going to cover all the sports we can and a lot of other things as well. Check out the Big Fred Show if you can on Thursday night. Big Fred always got something new in store for you on the Big Fred Show. I want to thank our sponsors at this time, Loretto Insurance Services, Southern Craft Manufacturing, the Big Fred Show, of course, and the Tennessee National Raceway. It's not racing season now, ladies and gentlemen, but hey, racing season just right around the corner. I think racing kicks off in the Ice Bowl or what? I don't forget what they call it, but it starts sometime in late February. So check them out. Tennessee National Raceway, Race10.com on the web to check out their schedule coming up. Also, Thunder Hill Raceway opening up, back up again this coming season as well. So check it out on Race10.com and find out what's going on in the racing world. Talking about a little college football. Luckily, I was blessed and had the opportunity to go watch the Tennessee Volunteers play this past Saturday at Vanderbilt Stadium against Vanderbilt, of course. And something and it's been on my mind ever since I was at the game. It kind of bothers me that these Vanderbilt Commodores, and even though I know it's Vanderbilt, and I'm not saying I feel sorry for them, it just kind of bothered me that when you walk into the stadium at Vanderbilt, there was a lot more orange in the stadium than there was black and gold. Of course, Vanderbilt's colors. But the thing that really got me is the home team comes running out onto the field expecting cheers and applause, and they got booed Saturday. And, of course, when the Volunteers, and I'm not going to say I was one booing them, but when the Volunteers come out, I was all about the applause and things of that nature. So Tennessee taking the win against Vanderbilt this past Saturday. Luckily, I was right beside the Pride of the Southland Marching Band, the Tennessee band, and man, did I get my fill of Rocky Top. But I'm going to tell you what, I loved every second of it. Enjoyed myself. Enjoyed it most of all for the Tennessee Volunteers and Coach Butch Jones, as they are going bowling now for the first time since 2010. Again, Coach Butch Jones gets the Tennessee Volunteers back to a bowl game, which the main thing about that is in college football, if you lose your last game, well, you're done until spring training. Well, the good thing about it when you get to go to a bowl game is you get that extra 30 days or, give or take a few days of practice. And with a young squad like Coach Butch Jones has with the Tennessee Volunteers, they need that practice. And I'm sure they're going to welcome it more than anyone. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen, 931-629-1824. Be glad to get you on. We're going to get a sponsor in real quick, and we'll be right back in about 30 seconds. The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hornwall, Tennessee. Welcome back again, everyone. Sports Talk Mania. We're here for about 10 more minutes or so in today's show. Be glad to take a phone call from you. We'll discuss Mustangs, basketball, football, baseball. It doesn't matter. We'll talk football, any sport. Give us a call. You like to talk about something one of our coaches had to say earlier. Again, a big thank you to going out to Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Lady Mustangs, and also Coach Micah Rochester, coach of the Mustangs as well. Thanks to them for calling in and giving us an update of what's going on with the basketball season at hand. And again, Loretta Mustangs and Lady Mustangs travel to Frank Hughes or Clifton this Friday night to take on Frank Hughes in both ladies and men's contest. And then following that, next Tuesday, 1 week from tomorrow night, they're on the road again. Pretty good road trip to Perry County to take on Perry County in both ladies and men's contest as well. Seen a post that kind of shocked me here about a week ago or so. I actually saw where the Summertown High School is finally getting their high school football team together. And if I'm not mistaken, in seeing the post that I saw, I believe Loretta Mustangs' first official game for the Summertown High School Eagles in football. So excited about that. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. And the reason I am is I'm a big county guy. You know, when it comes down, and a lot of people disagree with me on this just because of rivalries, this, that, and the other. And don't get me wrong, I love rivalries. But when it comes down to it, I live in Loretto, Tennessee. I'm going to stand behind my Mustangs and Lady Mustangs till the end. But I'm also going to be pulling for the Lawrence County High School Wildcats and the Summertown Eagles. And if you want to go on out to the, middle schools, the new prospects and all these guys, I'm going to stand behind these guys as well, just because I want to support all these young student athletes that's in our county. And, again, you're going to, in the rivalry games, you got to pick or choose for the most part your team. And that's great to do that. And again, very exciting with the rivalry games. I mean, this last Monday night at Loretta High School gym, the barn, the Lawrence County High School Wildcats come in, and a great atmosphere. Had the X Sports live show was actually there on the stage at the barn, and then following that, the ladies contest and then the men's contest, and just a great atmosphere and rivalries. However, when it's all said and done, you've got to be rooting for your home team first, but then you got to root for your county teams as well. And again, I hated to see either team lose in the men's contest, especially as close as it was down to, as you heard Coach Michael Rochester and myself talking, got down to 4 seconds to play. And the Lawrence County Wildcats were up 2 points over the 2 points over the Mustangs. Mustangs called timeout and then hit a big 3-point shot right at the buzzer to win the ball game. Great excitement, just great atmosphere last Monday night at the barn. But again, you hated to see either team lose, whether it was Loretta or whether it was Lawrence County High School. And I don't know. I just when you see these young student athletes playing their hearts out and leaving it all out on the floor, you just hate to see either team lose. But again, Loretta Mustangs coming out with a huge win. Talking about that Summertown varsity football schedule that we were hitting on a little earlier for the 2015 season upcoming, looks like Loretto is number one on the list. So the first official ball game for the Summertown Eagles varsity football team here in I'm not sure they've ever had a team. I'd have to do a little bit more research on that, but I know they haven't had one as long as I can remember. And Loretta being the first on their list, looks like August the 21st maybe of 2015. And then I'll go ahead and go down their schedule. It looks like Loretta first, Zion Christian second game, Huntland being the third game, and that's actually what district Summertown will be playing in. Also Grace Christian, Columbia Academy in their district as well, Moore County, Richland. So they're going to get one of those teams that Loretta usually has to play in Richland, it being a district game. That's actually on October the 2nd, slated for October the 2nd of 2015. And then Cornersville, another district game, and Fayetteville City School, High School, district game, and Mount Pleasant actually being in the same district as Summertown as well. And then they're going to finish the season with a open week at the very end of the season. So they're going to play their 10 games in a row. They'll start out on week 0, as they call it in high school football, and then they'll be off on week number 10 for their open week. So that's the way the Summertown varsity football schedule is slated at this point in time. Again, most of you is probably saying, well, they don't even have a football field. Well, that's correct at this time, and not sure about these new school systems or these new schools that's looking to be built and planned on. And from what I'm hearing, everything's been okayed and the money's been approved for these projects, and Summertown getting a new high school and Loretta getting a new high school. Not sure what order that's going to be in. But I'm sure eventually Summertown will have their own football field. But at this time, for right now, all Summertown home games will be played at Hendrick Stagg Stadium at Lawrence County High School in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. And like most football games, they're going to all begin at 7 o'clock. And again, the region games for Summertown, again, their first official season of varsity football. Their region games are going to be Huntland, Grace Christian, Columbia Academy, Moore County, Richland, Cornersville, Fayetteville City, and Mount Pleasant, all those being a region game for the Summertown Eagle. Congratulations to Summertown on getting this up and going and getting it started, and I know a lot of hard work and effort has been put into this to get the football program started at Summertown High School, and best wishes going out to them from all of us here at MustangsTV.com on their new endeavor that they'll be looking for in the 2015 school year. Got a couple of more minutes here on the show today. It's Monday, December the 1st, first day of December. Guess what? 24 more days till Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. So hope you got your Christmas shopping done. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you got to spend time with family, friends during the Thanksgiving holidays. And most of all, we hope all was blessed during these times. And again, hats off to our servicemen and women. I always like to get them in sometime during my show. Hats off to all those in uniform protecting our country, whether they're here in our homeland or whether they're serving our country overseas and defending us overseas, defending our freedoms that we come to truly love, our freedoms here in the United States of America. All servicemen and women, all veterans, thank you, past and present. My heart goes out to each one of you, and best wishes, best of luck to you, and most of all, be blessed, and your families be blessed as well. A couple of more minutes here. If you'd like to get a call in, 931-629-1824. Be glad to take your call. Want to say, again, a big thank you going out to Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Lady Mustangs, who's started out the season with a 2-2 record, winning against Cornersville and Mars Hill Bible School out of Florence, Alabama, taking their 2 losses against a great Giles County Lady Bobcat team and a very, very talented Lawrence County High School Lady Cats team as well. But the big district games coming up, like Coach Michael Rochester said, he's not going to discount this big win against Lawrence County. However, it's time to get back to work, and his Mustangs got to get back to work pretty soon. Coming up this Friday night against Frank Hughes, taking on the district. Here it comes. Whether they want it or not, the district is on its way. Again, talking about the Tennessee football game. Tennessee Volunteers going to a bowl game for the first time since 2010. We'll probably find out all the bowl games and how everything's going to line up following this coming championship weekend, where big University of Alabama took down Auburn in the Iron Bowl this past Saturday, so that's moving them right along to the SEC championship game against Mizzou coming up at Atlanta, or in Atlanta this coming Saturday, to see who's going to take the win in the SEC and be SEC champions for the year. Talking about this 14 playoff, got to get this in, and then we'll get off air for today. And again, invite you back next Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m. The 14 playoff coming up, and tomorrow night will be the next, more or less, round of how they're going to actually get these things going. I'm not sure about this 14 playoff, and the reason I'm not sure about it is you've got a lot going on now and a lot of teams with losses. Excuse me. One of them being Alabama, who right now the committee has ranked at number 1 in this playoff system. Alabama being at number 1, let's say they go in against Mizzou and actually get beat by Missouri Saturday. And I know all you Bama fans, ain't no way, and that's fine. You've got your opinion. I'm giving you mine now. If they lose to Missouri in a close-fought contest, I still say Alabama may end up as a 2-loss team sitting at number 4. I think they stay in, and the reason I think so is because Ohio State is the team that's been slated to jump into that number 4 spot. And the problem I'm having there is their backup quarterback, who was doing an excellent job and probably was going to be at least invited to New York for the Heisman ceremonies. I don't think he was going to win it. However, I think he was probably on his way to New York to at least be, get mentioned at the Heisman ceremonies. He got hurt, and now they're down to their third-string quarterback. And I'm not saying this young man has not got what it takes, because from what I've seen, he's not a bad quarterback as well, got a rifle for an arm, and just what I've seen. But with that being said, I don't see the committee wanting to put an Ohio State in there. So, Bama fans, even if you lose against Mizzou, I still say the committee is going to put an SEC team in there one way or the other. And again, I'm not saying the SEC is the best conference out there, even though I think they are. I'm not saying that they are, because if you look from top to bottom, I'm not sure that this year is one of those years where you can actually say without any doubt that the SEC is that. I know the SEC is the toughest conference, and I know we play game after game after game against each other and beat each other up. And I'm not saying that someone like a Ohio State or TCU couldn't come in the SEC and win some ball games. I'm just saying week after week after week, I'm going to take my SEC teams. So with that being said, I think Alabama's probably a lock to get in as long as they can play Missouri close, win or lose. I think they're a lock to get in. And then, of course, Florida State, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, I disagree with them even being in the top 4. However, the big thing there is they haven't lost a ball game. So got to keep that in mind as well. So my playoff predictions right now is going to probably be Alabama, TCU, and this is in no particular order: Alabama, TCU, Florida State, and I'm sorry, I just lost track. Oregon. And if those teams, can just even play good ball games coming up Saturday in their championship games, I think they're set and ready to go. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Coach Ashley Rutledge, coach of the Lady Mustangs, and Coach Michael Rochester, coach of the Mustangs, for giving us a call today and talking to us a little bit about Loretto basketball in general. Look forward to talking to you next Monday right here on this same network. That's MustangsTV.com. This has been Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood. Look forward to seeing you next Monday, talking to you next Monday. Give us a call. Next Monday, we'll be here, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Everyone have a great week, and Godspeed.